as you know from the opening session, the insiders have been working on the declaration all week. So I'd like to invite the rest of the insiders up to talk about that, please.
Hello. First of all, we are not going to read the World Declaration, but rather presenting what seems important to us. So, what's a declaration? Most of you already know the answer, but for those who don't, the definition says it is a statement made to an official. But why? It is to make sure we are heard and to turn words into action. That is the essence of what we are doing. It is also the opportunity to take these key messages to decision makers. So we, the insiders and the adults, took it very seriously. We divided the work into 3 parts that my partner will explain after. The first one is, why are we worried? Which are some of the issues that children are currently facing. The second one is, what is our vision? This is how we think things should be. And finally, the last one, what needs to happen? These are the solutions we are proposing. This was not an easy task. We wanted to focus on the deeper issues where each word was thought over, every sentence we modeled, trying to be global while also being specific. Everyone has had his say, and so did you, as we used your ID from the first day. Thank you, by the way. We really did try to spread the message in the most accurate way, and I'm not afraid to say we did a really good job. Again, this kind of result was only possible thanks to the full participation of both children and adults. We couldn't have done it without the good advice and the vision of the adults, as they also can do it without our opinions. This declaration is the manifesto of the conference. Thank you.
So now, why are we worried? Over 1 in 4 children are at risk of poverty or social exclusion in Europe. Children in poverty face additional barriers to enjoying their rights, especially refugee children and children experiencing poverty are being discriminated against. In 2015, over 1 people traveled to Europe as refugees. This included 363,890 children. They face a situation no child in Europe should be facing with our economic resources. In Europe, there are approximately 1 million children growing up in care, with an overrepresentation of Roma children and children with disabilities. Children often end up in institutional care for the wrong reasons. They are often being discriminated against. They are often faced with inadequate legal regulations and the slowness of bureaucracy. These are just some key examples of our concerns. Thank you.
What is our vision? Our vision is Europe where children's rights are not just a list of paper, but are a reality for every child. It should not be taken for granted that having laws means the issues are solved. So we have to dig deeper into the law and reality. Also, very important is that we want strong and hopeful societies where children and adults are valued and respected equally. We would like to see a world where adults care about future and they have to ask themselves how will they leave the world for future generations. Because we want to grow up in a world with clean air and water, quality education and health available to everyone. We want to grow up in a world where families live in peace in sustainable, child-friendly cities. I'm living in child-friendly city of Atia, and every child in the world deserves to live in that kind of city. Furthermore, we would like adults to invest time, money, knowledge in children and young people's experiences, as well as creating opportunities for inclusive and varied ways for them to participate in decision-making process. And please, adults, you have to talk less and listen more to children, because children often know the best. Decision making. Decision makers, do not forget what it's like to be a child and try as hard as possible to make growing up the happiest period of people's lives. We want a place where children know how the money is allocated and spared for well-being of the children. There should be budget explained to children in child-friendly ways. Also, we want a world where children and young people's views are taken into account in all decision-making process.
So, what needs to happen? In taking forward the following action, as with any policy, full account should be taken to the Sustainable Development Goals. Our solutions from the advisory group are divided into different categories, such as child participation, child budgeting, training and awareness raising, and children affected by migration. So, can I please ask everyone, as I represent the solutions, to please take up the green card if you agree with me, and the yellow and red card if you don't, or if you're unsure and need to read more about it. Thank you. So, child participation. Members of the European Parliament should more actively include children and young people in decision-making process so that children can freely and openly voice their opinions and suggest ideas. Thank you. National governments should review the balance of participation and protect in their domestic legislation affecting children and young people in care. Please don't hesitate to take out the other cards with you. No pressure. Young people should be involved in expert meetings, as they are experts by experience and should be given the opportunity to co-lead projects, also working together with those least likely to have their voice heard. Thank you. Child budgeting. The European Commission should call on member states to monitor how much money they are spending on children, directly and indirectly, and to report on, evaluate, and audit their budgets. Thank you. The European Commission should ensure that children and young people provided with ways to actively monitor and meaningfully participate and interact in budgeting process at local, regional, and national and EU levels. Thank you. Training and awareness raising. Involve children and young people in delivering training to professionals and other children so that they tell children about their rights. This will empower adults and children to act against discrimination and be world citizens. Thank you. Schools and local services should work to prevent stigma of children, young people, and families in poverty. things. Children affected by migration. Government of all levels and civil society must encourage the spread of good practice across member states. Countries where all refugees are welcome should be the model for ending inequality within Europe. Thank you so much. It's 2 points left. Sorry. There should be supportive adults for all refugee children and young people, and families should be enabled to stay together. Thank you. And the last one. The European Council should work with countries experiencing conflict to enable and support solutions so that home countries become safe places to stay. Thank you so much.
So, because we've been working really hard for the past week, we now want to hand the hard work over to you. So tomorrow you're going to get the declaration in an email, and we want to know how you're going to be able to spread it out within your home and where in your organisations. How are you going to make these points in the declaration known? So is there anyone who has any ideas at all?